Okay, so have you ever, like, when you say yes to something
Yeah.
and then, like, immediately after you're like, why did I do that?
Oh, yeah, totally, all the time.
And then you kind of have that, like, sinking feeling in
Yeah.
your gut and you're just like, oh, man, I've really messed this one up.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to try to tackle today.
Okay.
We are doing a deep dive on Damon Zahariades' book, The Art of Saying No.
Sounds good.
And we're looking for, like, some actual strategies you can use, not just kind of the vague, like, oh, just learn to say no.
Right, exactly.
Like, how do we actually implement this in our everyday lives?
Mm.
So, yeah, be prepared to, like, reclaim your time,
Love it.
your energy, your sanity,
Yes.
all that good stuff.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
It's interesting, right? Because, like, saying no is so simple in theory,
Right.
but it can be so hard in practice.
Yes.
And I think a lot of that comes down to, like, the psychology of it.
Okay.
We as humans, like, we're wired to want to please people. We want to be part of the group. We want to avoid conflict.
Right.
And so when we say no, it can feel like we're letting everyone down.
Yeah.
Letting down the other person, but also letting down ourselves.
It's like we have this inner people pleaser
Yes.
who's just, like, terrified to rock the boat.
Absolutely.
So Zahariades, like, really emphasizes the cost
Yeah,
of always saying yes.
for sure.
And it's not just about our schedule.
Right.
It's about our mental and emotional energy as well.
Exactly. Think about it. Like, if you're constantly saying yes
Yeah.
to things that you don't really want to do or you don't have the capacity for,
Yeah.
you're going to end up feeling stressed. You're going to end up feeling resentful.
Right.
And that's not just like an individual problem. That can actually spill over into your relationships.
Right.
You end up being overcommitted.
Yeah.
You're not really present.
Right.
And
Yeah.
you can start to, like, resent the people that you're spending time with.
I feel like I've been there before.
Oh, for sure.
I remember, like, one time I agreed to help with this huge fundraiser for my kid's school.
Okay.
And, it sounded great in theory
Right.
until I realized I had also, like, promised to help my neighbor move that same weekend.
Oh, no.
It was a lot.
That's a tough one.
Things got a little chaotic, to
Oh.
say the least.
Yeah, you're getting pulled in all directions. And that's just one small example, right?
Right.
But imagine that on a bigger scale
Yeah.
in your work, in your personal life.
Okay, so enough of the doom and gloom.
Yeah.
Let's get into Zahariades' techniques,
Let's do it.
because I'm excited to hear about these.
Me too.
So the first one is called The Broken Record.
Okay. I like that name.
Yeah, it's kind of a funny name,
Yeah.
but it's basically about politely repeating your no
Oh.
without getting caught up in all the justifications
Okay.
or explanations.
So it's like setting a boundary.
Yeah, like a clear boundary.
Got it.
So let's say, for example, like a coworker is trying to get you to take on another project and you're already swamped.
Yeah.
You just calmly repeat, like,
Yeah.
I understand, but I'm at capacity right now.
Yeah.
I understand, but I'm at capacity right now.
Right.
And just, like, you're not getting into, like, the reasons why.
Yeah.
You're just stating your no.
Right. It's just a simple no.
Yeah, and it's so much easier than, like, trying to come up with excuses.
Exactly. And it also prevents you from, like, over-explaining,
Oh, I'm so bad at that.
which I think a lot of us do.
Yes.
We feel like we need to justify our no.
Right.
But with this technique, you don't have to.
Okay. I like this one.
That's a good one.
So what about when you're not quite ready for, like, a hard no?
Okay. Yeah.
What does Zahariades say about that?
So he talks about this idea of the soft no.
Okay.
And this is a way to kind of create some space
Mm-hmm.
without completely shutting down the request.
Got it.
So instead of saying like a flat out no, you could say something like,
Of
I
course.
can't commit to that right now, but maybe we can revisit this next month. Or I'm not the right person for this, but maybe so-and-so would be a good fit.
I see.
So you're acknowledging their need,
Yeah.
but you're still prioritizing your own.
Okay. I like that.
It's a good way to kind of ease into saying no.
Yeah. It feels less confrontational.
Exactly.
All right. So this next one I think is super important.
Okay.
And it's one that I think a lot of us overlook.
Okay.
Saying no to yourself.
Oh, that's a good one.
How often are we piling on pressure
Right.
from within, even when nobody else is asking anything of us?
Yeah, it's like we have this internal critic
Yes.
that's constantly telling us to do more,
Yes.
be more.
Achieve more.
And we end up saying yes to all these things
With
to
our
ourselves, exactly,
Yeah.
even when we don't really want to.
Right. And so Zahariades says, like,
Yeah.
we need to learn to recognize those internal pressures
Yes.
and ask ourselves, like, why are we really saying yes? Are we saying yes because we genuinely want to?
Right.
Or is it because of like fear or guilt?
Totally. Or the need to prove ourselves
Yes.
to other people or to ourselves.
Exactly.
So learning to say no to those internal demands
Yes.
is super crucial.
Okay, so we've covered the why and the how
Yeah.
of saying no.
The what and the how.
Now let's get to the benefits.
Yes, let's talk about the good stuff.
Because this is where I get excited.
Me too.
Less stress, more free time.
Absolutely.
What's not to love?
Right.
But I think it goes even deeper than that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What do you think?
I think when you start saying no more,
Yeah,
you start to value your time and energy more.
that's a good point.
It's like you're sending a message to yourself
Yes.
that you are important.
Yeah.
Your time is important and you deserve to spend it
Yeah.
on things that matter to you. And
Yeah.
that can be so empowering.
It's like saying yes to yourself
Exactly.
by saying no to everything else.
That's a great way to put it. It's
Yeah.
about making conscious choices
Right.
about what you want to commit to. And that builds confidence.
Totally.
Yeah.
Self-respect.
Okay, I'm sold.
Good.
But how do we actually put this into practice?
Right. Because it's easy to talk about,
Yeah.
but it can be hard to actually do.
Yeah.
So I think the key is to start small.
Okay.
Think of it like a muscle that you're training.
Okay.
You wouldn't go to the gym for the first time
Yeah.
and try to lift the heaviest weight.
Right.
You would start with something manageable
Makes sense.
and gradually work your way up.
Okay.
Same thing with saying no.
So, like, what are some examples of small no's?
So maybe it's saying no to that extra meeting
Okay.
that you don't really need to be in,
Yeah.
or politely declining a social invitation
Yeah.
that doesn't really spark joy.
Right.
You know, just little things like that
I like that.
to start building that no muscle.
Yeah. And then as you get more comfortable,
Exactly.
you can start tackling the bigger things.
Yeah. And you'll find that it gets easier.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
I also think it's helpful to have, like,
Some go-to phrases ready.
totally.
Especially for phone calls or emails
Oh,
when
yeah.
you're kind of put on the spot.
Right.
So I like to say something like, I really appreciate the offer,
Yeah.
but I'm not able to take that on right now.
Perfect.
Just having something like that ready to go
Makes it so much easier.
makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so to wrap things up,
Yes.
the big takeaway here is that
Yeah.
saying no is a skill.
It is.
And like any skill, it takes practice.
Absolutely.
But the rewards are huge.
They are.
More time, less stress,
Yeah.
more self-respect,
All the good stuff.
all the good stuff.
And I think for everyone listening,
Yeah.
a good question to ask yourself is,
Yeah.
what's one thing you're going to say no to this week
Okay.
to reclaim some time for yourself?
Love it.
It could be big, it could be small,
Mm-hmm.
but commit to making that change
Yes.
and see how it feels. I think you'll be
I
surprised
think so too.
at how freeing it can be.
All right, that's it for today.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here.
It was fun.
Yeah, this was great.
Let's do it again sometime.
Absolutely.